And hopefully, if my instructions were understood, this envelope will have which one it is. She didn't write it down. Give you 1 second.
All right. Quick commercial break from our sponsors, and we'll be right back.
Welcome back to Rewind with bschwitty, because I see a little silhouette of a man. Today, Hal's back, and he's joining me for a wine product review. We're going to try these two Chateauneuf-du-Papes, which I've been wanting to do for quite a while, but I also thought I should at least share it with someone else instead of wasting away. A Kirkland brand 2015 Chateauneuf. Let's be honest, we probably should have sat on it a little bit longer, as well as a comparable priced Chateauneuf, also purchased from Costco. They're both around $25, somewhere between $25 and $30, which I think is a steal for a Chateauneuf, even though it's one of the lower levels, because, well, Kirkland brand, but in general, it's just, yeah, we'll see. We will see. And if you need a refresher on Chateauneuf-du-Pape, I believe Monday's episode, or some Monday's episode in the last couple of weeks, has been about Chateauneuf-du-Pape, and you can find that, I want to say, over Hal's head. There's a title card. I'll take you there. And if you've forgotten already, Hal is winemaker, owner of Vlatus Wines, vlatuswine.com, vlatus.wine, and you can find all of his information in the comments below, or not the comments, the description below. That's the word. All right, I know how to YouTube. We've had someone pour both glasses out for us, so we don't know which one's which, so we're going to do a proper blind review of these two bottles and see if the Kirkland wins out or not.
Let's do it.
All right, let's start with
Number one.
Number one.
Smells French.
It does smell French. That's the thing. I don't often treat myself to Chateauneuf-du-Pape. Predominantly Grenache, but can have up to 17 other varietals and
something like that
in there.
Yeah, usually Grenache Syrah Mourvèdre led.
Right.
Or Grenache Mourvèdre Syrah led in Chateauneuf.
A GMS, if you will. And then there can be like small trace amounts of Pic Pool Noir, or I always forget all the fancy French names for those grapes that you never see, which probably means they never actually make it in to the blend.
Lean.
It is lean.
Or racy.
Almost greenish on the sides.
Mm-hmm.
Is it cheating if we look at the alcohol content on these? They have to be over 12.5% ABV, if I remember correctly. The real question is, should we have sat on all of these much longer?
I think for the way this is tasting now, yes, but
I mean,
give it an hour, we'll come back and do part two.
We could.
And see how they are after an hour.
That is true. We did just pop these.
I think it's very lean. It's very tastes very acidic. Relatively low alcohol.
Colors are similar, which is interesting. I mean, I guess I shouldn't...
Cranberry on the nose, maybe? Or unripe raspberry.
I would have agreed with the cranberry. But there is something brambly in there.
Yes. Very earthy as well.
Mm-hmm.
Not a huge amount of wood.
That's what she said.
So. All right.
What, and overall, On a scale of 1 to 10, where would you place that?
Place it right now, without food, 6.5.
All right.
I like it, but I don't love it.
I was going to put it at a nice 6, somewhere in the middle, just in case this next one blows our mind.
Let's do it. It smells riper.
It does. Fruitier. So the other thing I noticed
Much
that we were talking beforehand, comparing notes about the Kirkland brand wines that we've had. I said the domestics have, for me, the domestics have always been better for the price point. But the foreign ones, I didn't drop this knowledge yet. I always find that they feel like they're catered towards a U.S. market. Like even the champagne kind of has that. Oh, it's a little bit more U.S. sparkling than champagne.
Yeah, that's the only Kirkland I've had is the champagne, which I think is a solid champagne. But
perfectly.
I tend to, when it's there, I'll drink it. But
if
I'll choose some of their other offerings ahead of that.
If put side by side with similar champagne for the price, it's just for me. It's just a tier under it, or not even a tier, a full tier. It's like a half tier. So this one, it's fruitier on the nose. There's like old leather.
Yes. Yeah, much more berry nose to it.
I hate to say it, but it tastes like it's made to drink now versus...
Yes, this is a more approachable wine. I mean, it still has a huge amount of acid.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely a medium plus acid. So I think that smells riper comment. It's not necessarily sure it's how much higher in alcohol, but it is. It's just fruitier. A lot more fruit forward. But it still has the earth. It still has minerality. Not a huge amount of wood, once again.
Which are characteristics of Chateauneuf.
But the mineral tones dominate right now in the mouth.
I feel like the first one's opening up a little bit more. I wish I would have saved a little bit. More fruity.
Yeah, super dark fruit.
Mm-hmm.
Still get some of that cranberry, but
some black fruits are
blackberry
stewed. This probably just needed a little bit of decanting.
Still pretty lean though.
Oh yeah.
Both have good, well structured. I think both of these could lay down for quite some time, which is interesting that the Kirkland brand would do that, but I think you could sell it that a little bit.
That's true.
Yeah.
I'm going to do number 2 as the Kirkland brand.
I agree.
Okay. I conferred with the person who poured it for us. The first one was the non-Kirkland brand. So we were correct. The second glass was the Costco Chateauneuf-du-Pape.
Now that I know that, I can pour more.
Indeed.
Kind of
finish out this review.
Exactly.
The fruitiness and just the drinkability screamed like something that shouldn't be from a Chateauneuf-du-Pape proper, like made by French people for French people and then exported. Whereas the Kirkland brand, like I was saying before, they kind of have the U.S. consumer mentality, the general consumer mentality in mind when they're doing their Kirkland brands, as far as I can tell.
Makes sense. I think that's a good business move.
Right. So, if you're looking for training wheel Chateauneuf, I would...
Yeah, I think it's good.
Drinkable right now. Ooh. I like how this is opening up, though, the first one.
Yes. I think as they sit, the first wine is a better wine.
Mm-hmm.
But the Kirkland is good.
Yeah, I would drink it again. For that price point, it's like $27. It's nothing to stick your nose up at.
No, A little bit of dark fruit in there. Some smoky characteristics on the nose now.
Ooh, but the first one... Oh, we didn't put a rating on the Kirkland one.
Well, if I stuck with that 6.5, I'd say the Kirkland's probably about a 6, maybe a 5.5.
Yeah.
I think it is a slightly lesser wine.
I would have put it at a 5 even, based off of my 6.
Yeah. But as this opens, I like this wine more than that initial cut.
So you would raise the...
I might go 7.5.
Yeah.
The old 3 out of 4 stars. I bet it would continue to get better. This is a big wine.
Mm-hmm.
Either leaving it open for an hour, laying it down for a couple of years, but I'm never patient enough to do that. So,
so for accessibility, Kirkland is
yes,
what you want. But if you want to be patient with your wine, go for the proper.
And if they're roughly the same price point,
Mm-hmm.
I would choose wine 1 every day of the week.
That's true.
Because most likely, I'm gonna have now that I know what the wine tastes like, I'm gonna have that with a certain meal, and it's gonna be outstanding.
Mm-hmm.
Probably something featuring some lamb would work with me.
I would see that. A little, maybe even just a lamb stew.
I think quite honestly, even a nice little grilled lamb pop.
Mm-hmm.
Super rich. This would cut right through. It'd be perfect.
For some reason, both times you said lamb, I'm just thinking garlic mash. Might go well with
That
this.
would work also. I think it's a really fun wine. It's so much different than
A little anise on there.
any Grenache, Mourvedre, Syrah that I've had from around here recently. It is so much leaner.
Wrapping that up, Kirkland brand loses to the similarly priced Chateauneuf that they also sell. Although I think it might be $1 or $2 more, but they are within the same price range.
Sure.
If you're interested in more Kirkland wine reviews, comparisons, you can find that somewhere on the upper cards. Maybe even at the end card. I might have a little playlist for you. And if you're interested in other Kirkland brand wines and seeing us try it out, let me know in the comments below. Either way, thank you, Hal, for coming on again.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me.
And you can, again, check out Hal's stuff down in the description below. And this has been Rewind, another Kirkland brand wine product review. And we'll catch you next time. All right.
Yeah, as time goes on, I like the first one much better.
I will do my best. I think we have a Gigelnas. I'm probably pronouncing that wrong. Willamette Valley.
Gigondas?
Gigondas. Jiggly jiggly.